metal payphone under. You hear the tone. The machine is inoperable. You pick up the handset. There's a tone. The machine is operable. Calling. Still, this feels wrong. End of tone.
Pierre, is that you, Pierre?
Say you're not Pierre. That seems like a better idea. You don't know why.
Do you have any news about Pierre? Sure you do. No, what? You're either a salesman or a statistician of some kind. I would...
Pause.
You won't get me.
Phone. Disconnect tone.
Okay. Not as useful as another phone call.
Someone has left an unidentified. It's streaked with dried seagull shit and tangled with pieces of seaweed. A dangling arm. It seems likely that it was left in the surf until someone laid it out on this.
Please tell me you're not taking that with you. A clue? You think our suspect is a seagull who's been defecating on unsuspecting jacket?
A poet could write a dub. You should still.
What's that gonna be? I need to have it.
As you hold it in your hands, it makes an uncomfortable. It's a sordid filth. Some secrets are better left uncovered. Don't even try. Good choice. The less you think about the jacket, it occurs to you that you're not even hold. It smells like a dead sea creature, tangled in grey strands of seaweed. Somehow, it was carried, or the faint impressions of many footprints are also present. Though it's impossible to tell, the crust is hard. This jacket spent. It's too late. You've already thought about it. And now you're just flicking that. As you hold it in your hands, it makes an uncomfortable. It's probably an intricate web of blue line. It's still kind of. As you hold, there is no one.
Well, I take it. All it is damage from morale. Can I get over to there from here? How do you walk so slowly?
The smell. It's all. It doesn't help. Don't you recognize it? Something cold. Wait, it is death. The lieutenant has already.
ASAP, detective. Some.
There's some tear. And 2 empty bottles. No, there's more in there.
A tragedy.
Whoever tossed it here. Red Astra is the black mark. You see traces. It's no. Oh, it's hard to concentrate. lies on the boardwalk. His limbs bent and neck. Half of his body has slipped between the cracked boardwalk. Starting with the smell is not as bad.
Hold on. Lividity is faintly pronounced. Whoever this is has been dead for 2 days.
Calm now. Carefully. Just another day. He's wearing mud-caked boots, beige trousers. The leather jacket suits him well. You find some sunflower seeds and a rain-soaked library card.
Good. We should take a look at that library card after this is...
The man has fallen through a crack in the boardwalk and hit his head against the metal bench. Coagulated. A bad fall. It might have... When damp, these boards are really... His expression is dull, like the sea. Height, 170 to 175. There's some dried blood on the metal bench, right where the corpse's head would be. Very careful where you step there. A dried chunk of blood covers the hair at the back of his head. This is what...
I don't see any other major wounds, do you? Seems like the head wound was fatal. It's exactly the shape of the bench.
A .75
tear all around us.
Grabowski spearmint chewing gum. The blackness of death confirmed. Nearly the whole...
He ate the whole pack, right? It's took up... I've seen it before. Almost the same scenario. Even the chewing gum.
The entire boardwalk creaks in the wind as you take a step back.
Looks like one of the locals. He'd have to know this spot to come at. But that's just a lazy assumption. What do you think? We do know that he was married. But you're right. Let's not run ahead. For now, death by misadventure. He slipped and fell through the boardwalk. A true... No, I don't see anything that points in that direction.
Agreed. If this somehow converges later, why not? But keep it...
Oh yes. Some symptoms of acute alcohol poisoning. But I think that death arrived through... What about it? The deceased ate some kebab.
Sometimes a kebab is just a kebab.
They'll seal this place off after the news reaches the coalition. Not that sealing it off would keep anyone away. All it does is keep the city council. It does seem to be a pretty straightforward misadventure. Although there's still a question of identifying the body. Looks like... But that's just a lazy assumption. What do you think? We do... But you're right. Let's not...
There's some... Be very... They screech under your feet ominously. It's hard to... You see waves churn. He could have easily disappeared into the sea through that hole. The entire boardwalk.
From where I stand, I can see two options. We either take the case and follow the leads to identify the body on our own, or we report back to the station and leave this for our colleagues to handle. A field autopsy isn't necessary if the cause of death... I'd say we should just write down head trauma in the autopsy report and leave it at that. It would save us at least 2 hours of unnecessary work. Maybe, but we don't really have much time or resources to spare. The guy said processing. Alright, we should first examine the library card you found. Then we can call...
The library card. Billy is a unisex name. Could be the deceased. Whoever owns this card is an avid reader. You find a list of books written in blue. Most of these titles seem to... If lost, please return the card to the light.
Good. We should give them a call from my kinema. See?
Good idea. There was... As you hold it in your hand, it's probably...
And Mikhail noticed the windows, especially with how there are no windows. You officers, come to invest.
Nice to meet you.
Yes, hypertext, young carp, and the collection of cultural hyperlinks. Oh yes, so Mikhail, they had to deal with monitor glare. No, I can't say that we've met before, but I've heard of him, of course. Mikhail's a little tired today. We spent all night trying to run.
The man speaks in the artificial cadence.
But I assume you're not here for.
Wow, get a load of this guy. He really...
Detective.
Of course, Lieutenant.
I haven't the faintest idea who this gentleman is, but I've got a hunch he might have some affiliation with the Coalition. In case you're... In any case,
With that, you both turn back to the blonde man.
Aha! But what not a lot of people know is, this used to be the R&D department of Felt Electrical. And Felt, which now sells ink cartridges.
It looks old and weathered.
That's not surprising. They started out... Still, Tricentennial was beating them in business machines. It was here in Martinez, which is a feat of
He assumes something.
Indeed.
The revolution!
Unfortunately, all of this was built by Felt, even a boardwalk. Wild Pines built Martinez proper as a resort for their middle management. Felt built this side of town for... They used them for military communication. What's the Mars decree?
A short list.
It's a beautiful... I tried to get me...
The kid
Oh,
takes
this is
a
so
peek
much-
at the green and silver worm on the cover of the book, already forgetting about this part of the discussion.
Yes, they even...
a pleasure wheel?
Yes. To lure in... Oh, I'm afraid it didn't end well for the boy.
He means that the boys got shot by the communists. The boys were bourgeois.
Tape computers. But of course, what else? Well, that certainly depends. You know, for instance, well, then there's also the Provisional Commission as well as the Institute for Revolution. Of course there is. The Coalition's economic affairs are handled. Ah, that's simple. You're looking for the Comité de Responsabilité.
Yes,
If you will, picture the Coalition as a kind of wheel. The hub of this wheel is the Comité de Responsabilité. Well now, that is... Of course, if you could somehow contact Coalition Warship Archer, you could reach... Why, officer, it's that gigantic...
you follow the man's gaze out toward the west. There, hanging some distance above the horizon. You can just... It looks to your... Not just any fish. It moves like some ancient bottom feeder gliding.
That is certainly how... Apparently, its presence stimulates the exact same part of the... A very astute question. You see, in addition to its role as a military warship, the Archer is also not just watching. Well, I suppose you could rent a private aerospace. That might be the problem.
He's correct. It makes...
All that said, it's only two... In any event, it's a fascinating technical chap. I do have some money, yes, but that's not...
No, I mean, come on. You need the money. If it's not a thing, he can give you some.
Oh no, I don't have it on me, Arthur. I'm just spending time...
Not that he would have to worry about being robbed. He looks surprisingly buff.
I do some...
Lo Mantang stick fighting is a form of martial arts originating from the island of Lo Mantang.
Actually, a great...
You doze off. Man, he's good.
But anyway, I'm boring you with details again. You were saying? Lomantang stick fighting is a little like a Berolidin addiction.
Dad's fighting with...
That's right, Mikhail. It also has a meditative quality. No, thanks to you for having me.
Pick your brain. If...
Okay.
You see, a slogan used to...
Looks like tomorrow never came. Looks like tomorrow...
Rich.
Heavy wooden doors, more than twice your height, stand shut in front. The padlock, should you want to get...
Maybe we should circle the building first and look for another way. The building...
How do you use it? You don't use that many. Do I have to hold on to it? I don't know how to drink. Oh, why did they let me drink that but not the other one?
Heavy wooden doors, more than twice your height, stand shut in front of you. The rectangular sea-worn ornamentation, the padlock, should you want this it'll be easier to break the staple.
Oh, I didn't do anything.
Heavy wooden doors, more...
Who are these guys?
Inside, you see a set of steering levers, a radio microphone, a pull-out toolbox.
This is Precinct 57. How may I assist? I'm afraid...
We should try again during business hours.
Anything else, Detective? One moment. Can you please describe the body?
We suspect he might have been in a...
Any signs of violence? No field autopsy necessary.
You can hear her quickly typing.
What about his belongings? Did you examine any information on the library? Good. Do you and Lieutenant Kitsuragi want to... I have assigned the case to Lieutenant Kim Kitsuragi. Please follow up on this library lead. That's all for now. Thank you for reporting in. Still no word, I'm afraid, sir. 57.
In the cabin, you see a set.
That's one brutal... If I were a real... A snaz... Yeah...
Well, I appreciate the interest you take in my brutal motor cap.
It's just theoretical work, Cop. I can tell you who it... Which is not to say... The part of this...
Okay then, let's indulge in some intellectual exchange. These...
Oh, yeah. Cindy's... Yeah. By the way...
For all their nihilistic posturing, the lieutenant on your left is unusually lenient toward them.
Oh, man, yeah. Beware...
It's a threat. An impotent threat of violence.
Whoa! Come on, man!
Yeah.
You want to talk? Let's talk, boys. Ask them. The Union does their share of policing.
Don't you worry about...
Yeah, we are. We're not franchise skulls. Well, not yet, because we can be...
But in a non...
We'll fuck the system.
Right on, fuck. Mm-hmm.
Murder?
Yeah, sure.
Also, he was hanged. He was hanged.
Yeah.
These punks don't...
Hey!
Ah, this sounds like epistemology. A field so occupied by thought that it begins to question.
Exactly.
What if it's art? Or just a mere specter? So what do you think we know? What about them? Well, first off, the word piss. Also, you've got to admit, it catches the eye. And since the Grand Piper is slowly but what I mean by...
It seems that the young man has a...
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Make way for the master poet.
Anything for empathy? Not really.
Make
Let's
way
try.
for the master poet.
Ease into it. Don't go too far. This seems like a personal matter.
Man, nothing's troubling me.
That all the beans you got, Tommy?
That's almost done. What's that book that I had?
A cockatoo. This book talks about where to even begin. Pet owners, it is not recommended. You're right. Ouch. Not performing. Yeah. This is a yellow-tailed black cockatoo. You're right. Ouch. Not performing. Yes. Perhaps, in the words of it must be glorious to behold. Despite its banging name, the Bang Bang cockatoo is where to even begin. All cockatoos are pet owners. It is not recommended to get a cockatoo if you're not... You're right. Ouch. Not great. Performing. Yes.
Whoa, it's 10:42 already. What the fuck?
Inside, you see a set of steering levers, a radio mic.
This is Precinct 57. Hold on.
Billy Majon, you said. Yes, hello, are you still there? I found... Here we go, sir. Rue de Saint-Ghislain, 33B, apartment number 20. It's in my...
By the pier, north of here, those big apartment buildings there.